Hello, and welcome to the tutorial of editing. In this video I'll be explaining all the editing techniques. Lev Kuleshov was a Soviet filmmaker and was the first to discover the effect of editing. Through his experiments and research, he discovered that depending on how shots are assembled, the audience would attach a specific meaning or emotion to it. For example, if you put a serious boy and a dead person, the audience would automatically feel sad because they see that the serious boy is shocked. However, if you were to change the photo from a serious boy to a piece of food laid on a table, and in the next shot the piece of food on the table is gone, the audience would get the idea that the serious boy is hungry and has taken the food, and that is how Lev Kuleshov discovered the effect of editing. One type of editing is parallel. Parallel editing is when one event is crossed with another event. An example of this is a film called The Silence of the Lambs. The first event is when the police arrive at his house. This is then montage of the characters trying to save his dog. This implies that these two scenes are roughly happening at the same time.
So powerful, so beautiful. Precious? Precious?
Down here, you sack of shit!
Put her in that bucket.
No, you give me a telephone and lower it down here now!
Precious? Darling, how are you all right?
She's in a lot of pain, mister. She needs a vet. She broke her leg on the way down. I know it. She's been licking
Hey,
it.
don't you hurt my dog!
Don't you make me hurt your dog!
Hey, you don't know what pain is!
I'm gonna do it, mister!
Hey, I'm coming.
We're going in.
Good afternoon. Sorry to bother you. I'm looking for Mrs. Lippman's family.
No, Lippmans don't live here anymore.
Excuse me, sir. I really need to speak with you.
What's the problem, officer?
Well, I'm investigating the death of Frederica Bimmel.
There's no one here, Jack.
Clarice?
Now, let's talk about continuity. Continuity is also known as bad editing. For example, let's put two people having a conversation. If person A is speaking in one shot wearing a hat, and person B is speaking with another, when the shot goes back to person A, some viewers may have noticed that he's changed in some kind of way, which is known as bad continuity or an error in editing. This also happens in a lot of films such as Spider-Man. When Peter shoots his web at his bedroom lamp and pulls it across the room, it smashes against the wall and breaks. But when Aunt May is talking to Peter from the door seconds later, the lamp is back on the dresser in one piece. Editing is crucial in making a successful film. This can be through the use of transitions or shot types. Transitions are very helpful in showing a sequence of movement from one scene to another. The effect of transitions was first made and done by Edward Potter's Life of American Firemen, which used the effect of dissolving to show progression of time. The most common ones are used by fade in and fade out like this. This makes editing more natural and successful. Now, let's talk about camera shots and how they are effective in making a perfect film. This moves on to montage. The montage is shot where shots are combined into a sequence, generally with music to create pace and represent the passing of time. This is used in films such as Incredible Hulk and Shrek. It all started out as a political form of propaganda, however Alfred Hitchcock used it to influence the modern image of today. Time can be found in montage, for example showing time passing, whereas creating space in a film is seen when showing a character in a big space. This implies that the character has a lot of freedom. If you were to put a character in a small area, it would imply that they have no freedom and they are claustrophobic. The 180-degree rule was developed early, being used in the silent era. The 180-degree rule was simply a basic guideline between two characters or an object in a scene or film or TV show. The camera plays a significant role in the 180-degree rule. The camera must always stay on the same side of the character. For example, for an over-the-shoulder shot, the camera must always stay on the position on the left side of one character to the right side of another to show the audience that these two characters are speaking to each other, and also not to confuse the audience in what is going on. The over-the-shoulder shot, however, only works by using the 180-degree rule. Now, let's talk about cuts. Jump cuts are cuts that jump. It's a form of editing that bridges two shots, which then implies that these two shots are happening at the same time. A match cut is a transition between two shots that have a similar shape or size of an object on their frames. This overall creates continuity and a connection between these two shots. There are all frames of transitions, which is simply when we see the two shots transition into each other using editing. Next is pace and time. Cutting to a soundtrack is pacing to the music to a scene which creates a different type of atmosphere. So if something dramatic was happening, the music would build with action to create more of an atmosphere and more tension. To create a fast-paced scene, shots are cut quickly to move to other shots to create a fast movement. Now let's go back to camera shots such as a tracking shot. This is a type of camera angle that works when the actor is followed by the camera when they are either running or walking. For example, in this clip, the camera is following the actor in a motion. This can also include a panning shot or a zoom lens. This type of camera shot is significant because it makes the audience feel as they're in the same scene of, for example, a chase act. A different point of view can also portray how the audience feels towards the actors on the screen. This includes a point of view. It makes them feel as if they're the main character, or an over the shoulder, when a camera is behind one person's shoulder, looking over another person talking. Over the shoulder shot can allow the audience to view a conversation in second person. Films are more enjoyable with sound and audio. If there was a dialogue of me, of course, speaking to you guys, or a soundtrack of your favourite music or artist, sound is needed. Music is a very key item that can reflect a scenario or scene, like building up tension or suspense so the audience know what to be feeling, or such as scared in a horror film. A set of pace and rhythm can also be included in soundtracks when adding a soundtrack and the way it brings a beat to a piece. We'll look at this music video. The White Stripes is an iconic music video which used a technique known as pixelation animation. The drum kits are multiplied in each cut of a scene, making the cut in each scene play a beat. This creates so much more interest to the viewers as the edit of cutting to the beat, which makes the music video more enjoyable instead of a standard one of a person singing it to a camera, like I'm talking to you guys. Different types of shots can make the audience feel different emotion towards the characters in the scene. For example, different types of shot can make the audience feel different emotion towards the character in a scene. This includes a mid-shot, establishing shot, over the shoulder, point of view, close-up and long shot. If we didn't use these in films, you would probably get bored of watching it. Unlike me, obviously. But to wrap this editing tutorial up, keep watching films and watch how many different shots are shown in a film and try and remember which ones they are and what technique they're using. It's been your boy Finley, and good night.